Definitely chilly out there tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And we've got more nights like this coming on up. The wind should begin to back off as we go into tomorrow a little bit and then a little bit more later on in the week. But you can see the east wind blowing through the Cascade Passes looking south from our Skycam at Timberline Lodge, the Mount Hood National Forest towards Mount Jefferson there front and center. And look at those low clouds. In fact, there's a big batch of them farther to the left to the east, but it did make for another fantastic sunset up in the Cascades. I wish we were not seeing sunsets, to be honest with you, which would mean we were getting new snow, but that's not in the cards just yet. 29 in Hillsboro already. It's 28 in Scappoose. Where it's in the 20s, it's not very windy. Where it's in the 30s, it's still windy. But look at Vancouver's now to 28 already, too. So it's a cold night for sure. 28 in Corvallis and Eugene. Already down to 23 in Bend with fog. So that's freezing fog for sure. And we got teens already in Burns and John Day. So it's a chilly night out there. And the winds also adding to the chill. 74-mile-an-hour gust today at Corbett. Crown Point checked in this evening with a gust of 73. So the folks who went up there to look for the northern lights probably didn't get out of the car very much. East winds at Troutdale up to 59. The I-205 Glen Jackson Bridge, gusts of 35, and so do the West Hills in the mid-30s there too. And you look at the wind gust forecast, it drops off a bit in the morning, but then it ramps back up. This is for Portland with gusts of about 25 by early afternoon. When we watch this on a map, you can see where the color is. That's where the strong east winds are. They fan out into the Portland area. Then, as we go into Wednesday, they constrict a bit as the winds will be weakening and becoming increasingly confined to just the gorge by later in the week, and areas east of, say, I-205 still a little bit gusty. Look at the fog and low clouds in the Columbia Basin. Man, it is just pea soup thick out there, and it's creating frost on the roadways in some areas, so it can be a bit slick. Our high was 47, though, and Hillsboro made 51 and McMinnville 52, all courtesy of the fact that enough air coming out of the gorge to keep things dry and mixed, but not so much wind that we can't warm up. 60s confined to the Oregon coast. We still have high pressure over us. That's not changing. This thing, it's changed shape a little bit, but it's still the controlling influence on our weather and will be through the week. So when I look at the forecast maps, I just don't see anything pointing towards any kind of significant precipitation or even any precipitation until maybe Sunday night. We get a weak system coming on in. Here it comes right about there, and then another chance next week as things become a little more active. This high pressure area does break down, but again, the first system to come our way, there it is Sunday night and Monday, doesn't look all that strong. So we'll keep you posted on that. Eventually, things will change, turn around. 35 degrees, it is clear. It's cold out there. There's virtually no moon. We had a new moon yesterday, so we head towards the next full moon in a couple of weeks. Clear and windy in Portland. Frost in the wind-free areas east of town where you've dropped into the 20s. Look out for that. We'll drop to 30 in Portland, high at 51. We'll be up near 50 right on through the week, but you know you don't see anything of, David, is rain, perhaps next Monday.
Not a single drop on there. Thanks, Matt.
You bet.